Hey, vinyl community. I have not been around for a while, good couple months. A couple things. My cat is jumping right in the middle. He's like, yeah, we haven't made a video in a long time. Come on, bud. Yeah, my store that I shop at has had absolutely nothing. I hadn't bought anything since February 6th. I've been just keeping little notes because I just want to be able to see, what I'm buying. So I'm going to go in reverse order. I bought this yesterday. Yesterday was 420. Yesterday was record store day. I decided I started off with a list of like 4 or 5 things, and I'm like, like the Talking Heads. I think it was a double LP cut at 45, and I was just like, I don't like the double LPs cut at 45. It's just kind of a pain. And I know a lot of the songs were on the album I'm not going to be able to remember the name of. Anyway, I decided not to get that. I was going to get, I'm trying to think of some other things that was on my list. But I ended up just getting this. So what this is Tragically Hip live at CBGB's. Kind of fortunate for me, I didn't even have to go get it myself. My friend was going. He asked like what I was going to get. I said I'm just going to get this one thing. He's like, why don't you just sleep in? I'll get it for you, and then we'll meet up later in the day. So that's what we did. And I also told him, because my store only got 2 of these. I have a feeling more of these went to Canada than came to the U.S., but I could be wrong about that, of course. And I know it was, I don't know, 2,500 maybe. Anyway, I decided to get it. It was so much money. I thought it was a double LP because it was 45 bucks. It was $40 and then plus tax, made it close to 45. I thought it was double LP. It's not. What it is, it also is a really thick jacket, so that also made me think it was a double LP. But it's on this really cool, it's clear pink vinyl, which is cool. But it also came with a slip mat, so the slip mat's actually really cool. Is the slip mat worth 20 more bucks? No, absolutely not. So yeah, I mean, record store day is just so expensive these days. My friend just bought 2 things as well. Just as recent as, say, 2 years ago, I was spending $350 on record store day, and coming home with like 6 or 7 things. And now it's just like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. So I just got the one thing. Then the day before, on the 19th, I stopped at my discount store, and they had this Ornette Coleman Change of the Century. It's numbered to 5,000, but mine for some reason is 0000 of 5,000. I don't know if that makes it a promo or if what I've heard is incorrect and all of them are 0000. I don't know. I do know that I listened to this yesterday morning, and it's just astounding. I mean, I was slightly wary of buying it just because I have a few other Ornette Colemans, and the free jazz is just maybe a little too loose for me. But this is just absolutely outstanding. So I'm glad I grabbed it. It's a really heavy jacket in the way that the Tone Poets are. But it's not a Tone Poet. It's, let's show the label. So yeah, I was really glad to have this. Then I think I'm going to just look at my notes. On the 16th, which would have been maybe Wednesday, I dropped in at my surplus store, and they finally, after such a long time, had a few things. And it was there wasn't a whole lot, but there were a few things. So I did walk out with a few different things. So I bought this Linda Ronstadt Canciones de Mi Padre, Songs of My Father's Songs, something along those lines is the translation. I remember this album when it came out in the 80s. I didn't buy it then. I did buy the other Linda Ronstadt stuff that she did, the the orchestrations with Nelson Riddle. I bought the one that just sold millions, which I just, of course, can't think of the name of. But then more recently, in the last couple of years, I bought the other two as well. So when I saw this, I've never seen this like an OG in the wild, and I know it sold like, 2 million copies or something. So when I saw this on Wednesday, I was just like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to get this. I've listened to it a couple times. It's really good, in the way that, like, Joni Mitchell did not have success immediately when she was doing like jazz stuff. Linda Ronstadt, like, this album sold like 2 million copies. And what's new is that the Nelson Riddle album I was just thinking about, it sold like 2 million copies as well. So she did these, I don't know exactly what to call them, trying different things. So she's singing in Spanish here. She's singing with an orchestra, doing, hits of the 30s and 40s. And she was able to have tons of success doing that, which is great. As a Joni Mitchell fan, it makes me a little bit jealous because, Joni's jazz stuff was amazing. And it's not until really, the last decade or so when Joni's actually getting like a lot of credit for that work. At the time, it was just completely panned. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Joni Mitchell. I am here to talk about this album, which I've listened to a couple times and really, really like, so I'm glad I bought it. The same night, I picked up this Blue Mitchell quintet down with it. It is a tone poet and a Blue Note, and then probably all that other stuff too. Kevin Gray, Rudy Van Gelder. Yeah, it is Kevin Gray. After listening to the Ornette Coleman and then the one that you're about to see, this to me was just like pretty good. I think it's really unfair though, because the Ornette Coleman and what I'm about to show you were so both completely outstanding that like nothing else would come close, So I'm happy I have this, and I think listening to it after the Ornette Coleman wears off, I'm going to appreciate this a lot more. So I'm going to move on because I'm just talking and talking and talking. So this is the other thing that I got, Joe Lovano. What is it? Trio Fascination. It's also a tone poet, Blue Note. It's a double LP. And it was a little more expensive. I haven't said what the prices of stuff is, but they're all about what they normally are. The Ornette Coleman was $20. Here's one of my other cats. The Blue Mitchell was $20. The Linda Ronstadt was $18. And this Joe Lovano was a little more expensive. It was $36, but it's a double LP Blue Note tone poet. It's still not a bad price for that. And when I did look it up before I left the store, this is Finn walking through. And I saw that was sort of the medium price. So I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to see this anywhere else. And if I do, it's going to be a lot more expensive. So, and I hadn't bought anything in such a long time. I was just like, yeah, I'm getting this too. There's no doubt. Then there was a super long drought where I didn't buy anything. The last time it was February 6th. I bought two things. One was this Albert Collins Cold Snap, and it was $16. I have to say it's pretty good, but I have some other Albert Collins albums that are more of a go-to than this. So I'll try to give this another couple of listens before I totally make a decision that it's not great. But it didn't really catch me the first couple of times I listened to it. And then the last thing that I have to show today was also purchased on February 6th. And I had been kind of dragging my heels on buying it because I don't know. I just kind of felt like it wasn't going to be very good. So when I saw this, I was like, all right, here's my chance. So speaking of Joni Mitchell, this is the Joni Mitchell at Newport, and the reason I say I didn't think it would be all that great is, it's mostly Joni singing a little bit with a lot of other people kind of carrying it, because if you don't know, Joni had an aneurysm 2016, 2017. That sound is my cat playing, if you hear that in the background. Yeah, so I mean, at that time, I think most of the Joni world thought we were going to lose her then. So she had a long road to recovery. And, while she's doing really well, like just sort of listening to Lucinda Williams, I sing, it's like, it's good. And we're all so happy that we still have her. We're happy we have Lucinda. We're happy we still have Joni. I just didn't think this was going to be very good. That's all I'm trying to say. And I put it on. And the introduction of Brandi Carlile, like saying, oh, and here's Joni, because nobody knew that she was going to be there. So just the way the crowd absolutely erupts, just gave me goosebumps and made my eyes tear up. And then through the whole album, Joni laughs, like, she's just so excited to be there, and she's laughing, and she sounds so happy. So just to have her laughing captured on vinyl, for the rest of eternity, is just amazing to me. And it's such a wonderful album. Everyone is just pouring their heart out. So I was dragging on buying this, and I shouldn't have, because, I'm going to get it anyway. It's Joni. I'm going to get all the Joni stuff. I just am. That's my thing. I've been a Joni fan for more than 40 years now. I don't think that's going to end anytime soon. So, since February, March, 2.5 months, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 records. We'll call that a drought. My bank account sure is happy that I haven't been buying a lot of stuff. Best thing that I bought is this, for sure, the Joni. Other notable mentions, for sure. This Joe Lovano is just a beast, an absolute beast. Then this Ornette Coleman. It's just for those of you who are a little afraid of the free jazz of Ornette Coleman. This one is completely listenable in a way that you're not thinking, do I just not know anything about jazz? You'll listen to this and you'll be like, oh, I just love jazz. I feel like I know so much about jazz. Anyway, hope that makes a little sense and makes you want to listen to it. And then, I do love Record Store Day, but, my friend also said that the line for this store that he went to was over 2 blocks long. So, there were hundreds of people in line. And that, it's just crazy. At what point, for me personally, if I hadn't gotten this Tragically Hip record, it wouldn't have been any big deal at all. And for me personally, what I'm going for is gonna, like, when there are Joni releases, I wanna get them. So I even feel like, say Black Friday, Record Store Day, if there's a Joni release, I feel like I can go in at like 9 or 10 a.m. and there'll still be at least 4 or 5 copies for me to grab one. So I just kind of think I'm not going to line up at 4 a.m. and, be 2 blocks away from the store and then have to stand there for 3 hours. I just don't think I'm going to do that anymore. But we'll see. We'll see, maybe Black Friday. I'm like, yeah, I got up at 3 and I waited and I was half a mile away, but I got my Graham Parsons record store day thing. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's a crazy time. I mean, we love the records, sure, but at what price? I mean, this was $45, and my friend got in line. I think he said at 5:30. And when he grabbed it, there were two, and I'm not sure how many there were to begin with. But, and I mean, I live in the middle of the United States. It's, I can't imagine how early people lined up in, say, Toronto to try and grab this. So anyway, I'm talking a lot, and I haven't been around a lot because I haven't been buying anything. But, we'll see about Record Store Day in the fall. And, I'll keep going to my surplus store for sure. I'm not really buying records at regular record stores anymore just because the price is just insane. So, just keep an eye out for the good deals that I get at the surplus store, and just kind of go from there. It's not like I don't have anything to listen to. I think, I don't have as many records as a lot of people, but I have about 750 records. So, if there's a release of, I'm just trying to think of a band that I like a lot, like, Cake. Cake is a band I like a lot, and I don't have a vinyl copy of Comfort Eagle. I keep thinking, I'll stop in and get it. I'll just stop in the regular record store and get it. And then I just never do because I'm like, I don't want to pay $35, right? It's just so much money. So yeah, I go into this year still thinking I want to just collect stuff that I'm really into, and I want to try and get that at my surplus store or on some kind of sale, just to try and keep the prices as low as possible for myself. More power to the people who are just going in the record store right now and dropping like $400. I don't know how you're doing that personally. Inflation and medical bills. I'm having trouble with my car. There's just always something that I need to devote money to instead. My disposable income just is not what it used to be. All right, I've talked for more than 17 minutes. So I'm gonna peace out right now. Hope you all had a great record store day, and I will talk to you later. Peace out, vinyl community.